I'm telling you that's pronounced Jif. You know, like the peanut butter. The creator said so. Then why does it stand for Graphics Interchange Format? Well, the P in JPEG stands for photographic, but I bet you don't say JPEG, so ha! P on its own isn't pronounced like F. It's totally different. It's exactly the same. Name one word that starts with G and is pronounced like J. Gentrification. Damn it, I should have thought of that one. I was just in San Francisco. For your logic to be consistent, you have to say scubba or laser. Oh, two can play at that game. You'd have to say JPEG. Wait, laser is an acronym? Light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. I did not know that. But you're still wrong. You're just jealous because I'm right. I just hate you in general. I think you mean in general. Yeah, I'm done with him. Wow, I did not know laser was an acronym. That is so cool. Oh, we're starting now? Right, sorry about that. Hello, everyone! Welcome back to my channel! I'm your host, Kataka Heathrose, and Happy New Year! Get ready for another exciting year with your favorite cat demon overlord, and get ready for more goofiness and scariness! Just so you know ahead of time, this video will be different from my other videos, since this is the first non-countdown I'm doing. Don't worry, I'm still going to be doing countdowns, I'm just taking a break from them for a while to do different forms of PSA videos. Now, remember back in October when I brought up that I wanted to do a certain public information film as its own separate video? Well, now I get to do just that! Apaches is a 1977 British short public information film directed by John Mackenzie, written by Neville Smith, and produced by John Arnold and Leon Clore for the Central Office of Information, or COI, for the Health and Safety Executive, HSE. I'm pretty sure COI just went up to these guys and just said, "Hey, make us a public information film discussing the dangers of children on farms. Doesn't have to be anything too terrifying. We still want kids to watch this and learn something from it." But it seems like that last statement went in one ear and right out the other. Because I'm sure this PSA could be a horror movie if it wanted to. This 26-minute long film deals with the subject of the dangers of children on farms, and has been seen in schools all over Britain, as well as Canada, Australia, and the United States, just so the children there are not being left out of being traumatized. This film follows the misadventures of a group of 6 young children playing on a farm, and each of them dying in their own brutal, unique, and shitty ways. But that's just all from the Wikipedia page. I gotta watch it for myself to make my own little review. Not that I've watched it a million times before or anything. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the show. So, we start with a little title card, but that's not all that important. Then we get introduced to the kids that will totally not be dying in this PIF. We've got Kim, Sharon, Michael, Danny, Tom, and Robert. And what I find funny about this introduction scene is that Kim, Sharon, Michael, and Danny get fancy introductions. Meanwhile, Tom and Robert are just Tom and Robert. They're just the kids that Danny was forced to invite because his mother is friends with their mothers, I guess. Meanwhile, while these kids are busy screaming like banshees, Danny's family is busy getting ready for a party, which will totally not be important in this film. The dumbass kids make it onto a farm, and their first mission is to climb onto a tractor for some reason. What, to become kings of the tractors, I suppose? They make it onto the tractor, and Kim manages to climb on and sneak up on the driver. Now, you think the driver would, I don't know, be responsible and stop the damn tractor and kick these idiot kids out of the farm? But nope, he plays along. Yeah, it's quite common in this PIF for the adults to be just as bloody stupid as the kids. And what do you get when you mix bloody stupid kids with bloody stupid adults? A kid dying, that's what. off the tractor and is ran over, leading to her demise. And the kids are surprisingly chill about it. Not scared or anything, just, a bit shocked, but chill at the very least. Heck, even the adult, knowing that he's gonna get a life sentence, is surprisingly not too scared that he just ran over and killed a small child. Anyway, Kim's dead now. Next day at school, her name tag is pulled off. Rip Kim. Anyway, after we see more of the parents getting ready for the party, we cut back to the kids the next day, back on the farm, not giving two shits about one of their friends dying right in front of them. You think after what happened, the farm would either close down or the parents would keep their children inside until they learn not to be idiots. But that doesn't happen. These parents are terrible! As the kids are playing their stupid little kids game, Tom finds a slurry pit and decides to climb onto the fence. Unfortunately, due to how slippery the fence is, Tom ends up falling in and drowning in the shit. Wow, that was a shitty way to go. Get it? Oh, fine. I guess I should come up with less crappy jokes. Okay, I'm done. Comedy might not be my number one trait, but it sure is my number two. Fine, let's continue. Anyway, now Tom is dead and we get another school scene of the teacher pulling stuff out of his desk. Another party scene later, and the kids are back on the farm. Again. Wow, these parents suck. They're making dumbass kid noises while running around like escaped convicts. But I will say, I think they are aware of Kim and Tom's deaths, but they're using their game to hide it, because Danny says that there's 5 of them now, until Sharon reminds him that there's only 4 of them. Danny pauses for a brief moment before the kids get back to their game.
How is it, Sergeant? So quiet, sir. Yeah, too quiet. I don't like it. I want to know when we change from being Apaches. Look, if there are 10 of us, we could be the Apaches all the time, and the rest could be the cavalry all the time. But there's only 5 of us, so we have to be both. But there's only 4 of us. Yeah, 4. Are we ready, men?
I find that quite interesting. It's clear they know that Kim and Tom can no longer play with them, but they also can't grasp their deaths in the way we adults can. Almost makes you feel a bit sorry for these kids. And once again, the stupid adults are encouraging these kids again. Why do you still let them onto your farm after 2 of them just died? Probably, 2 days in a row! Once they are done playing their game, they decide to mime drink what they call firewater, even though it's actually weed killer.
House, windy house, I don't fancy that. Come on, let's have a drink. Hey, I'm not drinking that, you don't know what it is. Well, just mime it, like we did in the school play.
This is the scene I talked about in my top 20 scariest PSA deaths countdown.
Smells okay. Here, give me that. Me, Geronimo, chief of tribe. Me have many stallions. Me have many scouts. Me kill many warriors. Oh, it's horrible. What you shot has got all of my jackets.
Sharon accidentally drinks the firewater, even though it was her idea to mime drink it in the first place. The kids are worried, but Sharon seems alright, for now, at least. Or does she?
You alright, Sharon? Yeah, I think so.
it's just a little stomach bug. I'm sure she'll be fine.
Mommy! Mommy! Help! Mommy! Mommy!
Yeah, I stand corrected. I also still stand that this is the scariest scene in the film. Just imagine it. Your insides being melted down by weed killer, and you have to witness a slow and painful death? Yikes. Anyway, Sharon's dead, and the next morning, we don't get a school scene. Instead, Sharon's mom is cleaning the clothes out of her drawers. Wow, just imagine cleaning the clothes out of your dead child's drawers, knowing that they'll never wear them again. That's kind of haunting, actually. Anyway, more party montage, and these dumbass kids are back on the farm despite 3 of their friends already have dying. We do get a lot of close call deaths this time around, which could have the viewers on the edge of their seats knowing what already happened to Kim, Tom, and especially Sharon. Seriously, they are almost ran over not once, but twice. Unfortunately, this does lead to another death eventually, though it's probably the weakest one in the PSA in my opinion.
Please! Stop and look out! Ah!
A gate falls very slowly onto Robert and crushes him. Yes, a gate gently falls onto Robert, and that's how he dies. Look, I'd understand if the gate were a bit bigger or in a much higher place, but that gate was right next to him. Like, yeah, he still would have gotten hurt because, yeah, it still would have hurt for a metal gate to fall on top of you, but I don't think you would die? Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, we don't get Robert's parents cleaning out his room scene or anything. We just cut to the next day with the only 2 kids left being Michael and Danny. I guess Robert wasn't that important to the film. Maybe that's why his death was the weakest in it. Danny goes out by himself to find some more kids to play with him, while Michael stays behind. We do get another fake out where we think Danny fell into water, but it was just a transition to a tractor rolling through water. But his mission is sidetracked when he sees the tractor and asks to get on, and the dumbass adult lets him. Honestly, I'm not even gonna complain about the adults anymore. We already know that they're stupid. Danny messes around on the tractor, but accidentally presses onto the gas, and the tractor starts rolling away with him on it while he calls for help, even though he could probably just jump off. I mean, I get it, you aren't thinking clearly when you're scared, but still, the adults were watching. One of them could have yelled at Danny to jump off. He ends up rolling down the hill and crashing, leading to his death. Isn't as stupid as Robert's death, I still find it a bit disappointing. Yeah, crashing into what looked like a tree would have been painful, but once again, I don't think it would have killed you. Unlike if you were, I don't know, crushed underneath a tractor or ended up rolling into traffic. Danny's the main character, so you think he should have the most gruesome death. But no, that award goes to Sharon. Anyway, we reached the end of this PIF, and plot twist. The party that was being foreshadowed throughout the entire film was Danny's wake all along, and Danny was actually dead, and it was his ghost talking to the viewers. Ooh, spooky. Also, Michael was the only Apache who ended up surviving, and was also Danny's cousin all along. And this PIF ends with Danny's family eating dinner while Danny wishes he could have gone to the party before the credits roll, showing children who actually died in farm-related accidents in the year before this film was made. And that, everyone, was Apaches. Here are my final thoughts. Now, I think this PIF wasn't only warning kids about the dangers of playing on farms, but also telling parents and other adults to lock the fuck in! Seriously, the adults in this PSA were so stupid. Like the tractor driver, for example. Instead of telling the kids to get off his farm because it's dangerous, he ends up encouraging their little game and accidentally running one of them over. You think that after one death, the farmers would do more to make sure that the kids didn't go back onto the farm, and the parents would, I don't know, maybe keep their kids inside just to keep them safe? But that doesn't happen, leading to all but one kid dying in the end. Speaking of which, let's talk about the deaths in this PIF. I will say, the first 3 deaths in this PIF were pretty good, while the last 2 kind of felt like something that the film added in the last minute. Getting run over by a tractor? That checks out. Having your internal organs melted by weed killer? That's real. Drowning in shit, as silly as that sounds, that can actually happen. Getting crushed by a gate that seems to be enchanted with Minecraft feather falling and slowly driving a tractor down a hill into a tree? While I can understand how that would hurt like hell, it doesn't really seem that you would actually die from either of those things happening. Like, do they not have hospitals? Is the reason that why they died so quickly is because they don't have hospitals? That sounds kind of stupid. I really hope the UK actually has hospitals. Look, my point is that Robert and Danny's deaths would have made more sense if they made them a bit more realistic. Like, I don't know, having like a very large and heavy toolbox fall onto Robert from a high place and crush him, or have the tractor drive into traffic and have Danny get ran over by the lot of cars, or have the tractor roll over and crush Danny. I feel like they could have done more with Danny, especially since he's the main character. But the one thing I did like about this PIF was the foreshadowing of the party being Danny's wake all along, even though it was probably blatantly obvious, unless you're like a child. Actually, maybe a child could even guess that it was going to be the twist. That was kind of cool. Final rating of this PSA? 6 out of 10. Does it still hold up? Kinda. Will I be hearing Sharon Steph screams in my nightmares tonight? Most definitely. And there you have it, my review on the 1977 film Apaches. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like and a comment saying that you enjoyed it. And if you want, maybe even subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. I will try to get at least one video out a month for y'all. Also, let me know if you'd like to see more PSA and PIF reviews or other topics related to PSAs other than countdowns. This was actually pretty fun to make. And there's nothing left to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next month. This is Kataka Heathrose signing off.